I'm continuously raging. There is a lot of yelling, a lot of swearing
Who do you say it to?
to my brother, to Ramon. And as of late, a couple of times, I've said things to Zach.
What do you notice about them?
It's all the same disappointments.
They're all males.
Yeah, that too.
Can you tell me what is it that you were angry about in your dad?
For my dad, my only anger is the fact that he is there for everybody else but me.
So he disappointed you.
Yeah, all the time.
And what are you angry about your brother, Ramon and Zach?
For my brother, it's the fact that I do everything for him and he still treats me like I'm nothing.
Ramon,
I gave him my everything and I got very little in return.
Zach,
I desperately don't want him to turn out like Ramon or my brother,
what's the common denominator here?
as in me.
No, disappointment.
Yeah.
And they're all males. You're seeing that part of your dad in them.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Can,
true.
can you see a link?
Yeah, I don't rage at Elise the same,
No.
even if she does the exact same thing. Fuck.
Good to see you, man. Look at you. You're looking
Okay.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying to find myself again.
So
Um,
what's happening in your world? I know that you're very open and transparent, right? But
it's
there's
actually
obviously
opened up a lot of
things
conversations in my DMs. The amount of things people tell me now, it's so eye-opening how many people are actually struggling because no one ever knew that I was struggling. I tried a different therapist earlier on in the year because I was sick of therapists that just be like, and how does that make you feel? No, no. I want someone to die. I want
you
someone to
want a
take the
solution.
information I'm giving.
So yeah, let's get rid of this anger. So Hala, you are the best actor that does anger on stage. So Melbourne Theatre hires Hala to come every week and do this scene of rage and anger. And you're tired of it. You're like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. So if you really want to go, you have to tell me how to do this anger so I can go out and copy it. So how do you do anger?
I guess the first step is like this morning, for example, I woke up, it was I think just before 4:30 a.m. and I never can sleep once I've woken up. And then I just start thinking and the thoughts just keep piling because
Yeah.
you're stressed about everything.
So it's stress.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. It's anxiety, definitely anxiety. I never used to have anxiety prior to having kids.
So anxiety is a big thing for you.
Now it is. I never used to have anxiety before. Now I definitely have a lot of anxiety.
Okay. And that's allowing you to wake up
Yep.
in the middle of the night, thinking, overthinking, have those
Over.
racy thoughts,
Yep.
stress, and then because you can't sleep, you're waking up angry.
Yep.
So if we didn't have that anxiety, would that anger or that thing still be less? Would anger be
I
less
think
if
it
you
definitely would be less. Yeah.
okay, good. So we might be working on fear,
Okay.
okay, instead of anger, because what I'm hearing is that fear or anxiety is the root cause of why this is happening.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right there. Yeah.
So the opening scene is at 4:30. What are you telling yourself then?
Why did I wake up? I went to bed at the right time. I made sure I was off my phone an hour before I went to bed. I go through all the things that I did do, and then I'm like, cool, maybe I'll do a little bit of meditation, maybe I'll breathe. But throughout the whole thing, then I start, now that I'm awake, my checklist starts, or like conversations that I've had starts, or, it, like you said, it's a million things at once.
Who does that sound like? I want
My
you to pay
dad,
attention.
my
Good,
dad. I already know
good,
it's my dad.
good. And when this conversation starts,
It
yep,
automatically starts up because I already know from every other morning, I never go back to sleep.
what is the outcome that you know about that you're going to know what the day is going to look like?
I'm going to end up snapping.
Hey. So then I have to have an internal image.
I actually don't visualize anything. It's just a feeling. Like I already know. You start to feel it sort of like in your gut, your whole body starts to get hot. Yeah, it's sort of like a bubbling. Like it's initially starts off with my gut sinking. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that that pit feeling that you're feeling in your stomach
Mm-hmm.
is a fight or flight response.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're telling me that you need to first feel fear.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that fear is like the next stage is for you to feel angry. So you're going into fight.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Protect myself. Yeah.
Good. Then need to fight.
Disappointment or whatever it may be. Yeah.
So what's the disappointment that you're telling yourself?
The disappointment is because I know I did what I could to make sure I didn't have that outcome. And here I am with that outcome.
And then when you feel that gut-wrenching feeling and then you want to fight, is it all over your upper body now, the feeling of
Yes.
anger?
Yeah, yeah. I get hot. I immediately start feeling sweaty under my arms. Yeah.
I get the feeling of feeling sweaty. And then when you feel that hot, sweaty, what are you telling yourself when you just want to punch on?
I literally the first words is seriously. My anger always starts off with didn't I? And then I list all the things that I did do to make sure that I wouldn't be here, and yet here I am.
Then what do you do?
I'm continuously raging. There is a lot of yelling, a lot of swearing. Sometimes, as of late, I can get degrading, which is, yeah, for me, on a normal day, highly disrespectful, and I would never, but I feel very out of control.
Who do you say it to?
Whoever I'm arguing with,
Would a stranger be degraded?
never. No, when it was my brother, I mean, he's not in my life anymore, but would have been to my brother.
Yeah.
Um, Now to Ramon, and as of late, a couple of times, I've said things to Zach.
What do you notice about them?
It's all the same disappointments.
They're all males.
Yeah, that too.
Can you tell me what is it that you were angry about in your dad?
For my dad, my only anger is the fact that he is there for everybody else but me.
So he disappointed you.
Yeah, all the time.
And what are you angry about your brother, Ramon and Zach?
For my brother, it's the fact that I do everything for him and he still treats me like I'm nothing.
Ramon,
The fact that I gave him my everything and I got very little in return.
Zach,
I desperately don't want him to turn out like Ramon or my brother,
what's the common denominator here?
as in me.
No, disappointment.
Yeah.
And they're all males. You're seeing that part of your dad in them.
Yeah, that's
Can,
true.
can you see a link?
Yeah, I don't rage at Elise the same,
No.
even if she does the exact same thing. Fuck. Mm.
I'm getting tingles now. I always get this when there's
Yeah,
a
I do. I
when
have
there are
it too.
some
I was
there are
like,
some
fuck.
breakthroughs.
Yeah. And
What's
I do
coming
say
up?
that to Zach all the time. I don't want you to end up like your dad,
What are you really saying?
that you're not good enough, that you're a constant disappointment. No?
You're really saying I don't want you to be like my dad. I don't want you to hurt others like my dad hurt me,
Yeah.
like my dad disappointed me. But can you see the pattern? Him yelling at you, and then now you're doing the same thing to them.
Yeah.
So that generational thing just stops here. And the way to do this is to go into those moments and heal those moments. So we don't see those male figures in your life like that part of your dad that you mainly hate. So you are pushing people away at the same time.
Before they leave, like I'm used to. So
Were you constantly, okay, so let's just continue on with this play scene, right? What happens after that?
I leave. I walk away. In the sense of like I slow my breathing down,
hmm
you know. I might have something to drink or to eat.
Uh, what is the benefit of you doing this behavior?
Yeah, they see that I'm serious about what I'm angry about because
Okay.
I find that I can talk and talk and talk. And obviously, it got me nowhere until I rage. And it's almost like they're going to get the whatever it is sorted.
So you don't feel like you're being seen and heard.
Yeah.
So you need to rage for you to now be seen and heard.
Yeah.
How did you constantly need to be seen and heard as a child?
I wasn't. My brother had all that attention. He would always be like naughty or whatever, and he'd get all the attention. And I'd do all the good and get zero attention. And I remember specifically asking my auntie once, like, and talking about how unfair it was. And she said, well, we don't need to worry about you. You're good. And I remember having a conscious thought that I need to derail my life to be noticed.
You understand how big this piece is?
Mm.
How old were you then?
I remember being 10 or 11.
And are you derailing your life now?
I'm divorced.
So this belief is embedded into your subconscious. And whenever you need to be noticed, you're going to derail.
For him to take me seriously, I had to break up with him.
Yeah. What's coming up for you?
Still didn't fix anything. Nope.
And I really appreciate that you've been getting the help because it's good. But a lot of these counselors don't know this.
They
And
don't.
I'm,
I feel like I keep going through counselors and I'm not going anywhere.
yes. And I'm just a guy from the suburbs. Right?
That's what I tell my clients about my
Yeah.
stuff. They're like, we've worked with so many other sleep consultants. And I'm like, I'm just a girl from the suburbs.
I'm just a guy. I mean, and I got fed up with all the stuff that's out there that doesn't work. Like, hella, I've been through counseling, right? And they're just telling me to do stuff that I'm not, you're not hitting the mark.
I literally said, I mean, the last one, she helped me with the whole breakup. But prior to that, I was like, I'm so done with counseling. I'm tired.
Yes. It's just this revolving door talking about the same shit, rehashing.
I don't want to
No
talk
one's
about it anymore.
uncovering this now. I can tell that you're now feeling more at ease and more powerful.
It makes sense. So
Yeah.
much makes sense.
Where do you feel that anxiety when you think of it? I want you
Probably
to recreate this worry, this anxiety now. And where do you feel it?
probably my shoulders. Nah, in my chest. My stomach automatically starts to like gurgle, feels tight. Like right now already, I can feel here all tense.
Good. So, how do you need to know that you've been hypnotized?
Probably that my muscles don't feel sore.
So, what you're telling me is that you can't recreate that same physiology, and you'll be convinced that you've been hypnotized.
Yeah.
What if, as well, we read through this script and it just didn't sound like you? It just sounded like another person. It sounded silly. Would you know that you've been hypnotized then?
Yeah, if it didn't sound like me, yeah.
So, I want you to lie back. Yep. Take some deep breaths. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. How was that experience for you?
That was intense.
Yeah.
Mm.
What were one of the biggest things that you learned?
How similar my dad and I are, which is frustrating.
But it goes on generations until
Someone decides to.
life decides who is going to be the strongest and bravest person to stop this generational cycle.
I can I can do this. It has to be me.
Can you tell me about the chatter in your head that, he said before that this raciness,
Mm.
is it there or is it gone?
Right now, I'm not thinking of anything else.
It's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Earlier on, you said that you'll know that you've been hypnotized if you could try to do that fear, that same fear. Can you try and do that same fear?
No.
You can't do it.
No.
I want you to try really hard and break it.
No.
Are you telling me that after some woo-woo hypnotherapy shit,
Mhm.
for years that you've been having this mini counseling sessions, just in a matter of an hour or two, that it's
I
gone?
can't wake up right now. No. I even thought back to the moment, just the recent moment that made me angry, and I can't. No. No. The only hot feeling I'm feeling is just because of the weather. It's fascinating.
Hala, I need to go on stage soon. Can you tell me again how to do it? Because I need to jump on stage.
I don't know. You clench your fist, you make a mean face, and now you're mad.
What? Hala, I need to get on because I'm going to lose my job. Tell me how to do this thing. Like you already said it like an hour or two ago.
I remember I said something.
You can't remember, can you?
No. I remember we said about being mad. I don't remember what I said about being mad.
Are you tripping right now that you can't remember something that you just said to?
No, and I'm trying to make it up in my head, and all I'm getting is like, Tom and Jerry cartoon character type things.
So you've just forgotten.
Yeah.
Can I read it out to you? First step is that it starts at 4:30 a.m. You're telling yourself step number 2 is that I should be asleep. Step number 3, the conversation starts in your head, the raciness. Step 4 is that you try to sleep, and then you have this internal feeling of snapping. I need to feel it in my gut, and I need to feel that fear, and then I need to fight. I feel hot, and I feel like I'm sweating under my armpits. And then you start telling yourself, didn't I slash slash slash, and then you start listing all the things of the stuff that you did do. And then if you need to, you escalate it. That's step 10. You start yelling, degrading, but you only do it to males. You only do it to your brother, Ramon, and Zach. Then step 11, you need to leave the room, or Ramon needs to leave. And then step 12, you finally calm down. I slow my breathing, and then I have something to eat. Reading this, what are you noticing?
It doesn't even sound like me.
It feels like someone else, right?
Yeah.
Does it sound
I
silly?
said all that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But you have done this like this is the power of your own brain. And this is only one session.
Mm.
Can you just do me a favor? Can you float into the future to an unspecified time when you would normally do this behavior? Maybe tomorrow morning. Is the fear there? Or is it gone now?
No, I'm good.
What are you doing instead?
Not grumpy about it.
Yeah, it's more efficient, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, this is the Boktor method.
Yeah, I've been reading about it. I've looked into this sort of stuff because everyone sort of, I guess, has their own spin on things. And I was like, is it really something that actually works? Yeah, that was a lot. I have to process because that was definitely not where I
It's a
thought it
lot. It's a
would go.
lot. Even now
Yeah,
talking to you, I know that you're still processing. That's why I
I
like to
am.
keep this part very small
Yeah, I
because
definitely
it's
am processing. I need to,
your brain is just it's changed. So it's trying to understand your new reality.
yeah,
That's
especially
totally
when you're so hardwired in the old.
yes. It's like what the hell just happened?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hala.
See ya.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. Since our session that we had, can you tell everyone what problem you thought you had or what you came to me with?
I just found at home I didn't have any patience left for my own family, and I didn't like that.
What had you tried in the past?
I've done heaps of therapy. I've been doing therapy for 11 years now. Initially, I didn't think I would get results. I'd never done anything like this. But I figured I've been doing, I don't know if it's called conventional therapies, but your traditional psychiatrist or psychologist, I've been doing that for a while. I've even been medicated. Yeah, I just didn't feel like it was enough. And I'd been seeing what you'd been doing and I was interested, but I was skeptical. And I thought, just give it a go. Seriously, what else is there? Because nothing else seems to be working.
What were you skeptical about? Was it about the whole being hypnotized type
Yeah,
of
it sounds like
thing?
mumbo jumbo. It doesn't sound real. And it's still weird. Like, even though now we're post it, I'm just like, did it even happen? But the results, I guess we're going to get to that, but the results are speaking for themselves. I found conventional therapy was more validation and not getting to the root cause of what happened and what I can do to move forward from it.
Now, what is your anxiety like? What is sleep like?
Immediately, I'm sleeping better. It's been ages now since we've had our conversation. I'm still sleeping better. The nonstop racing mind, the overwhelming can't breathe too much is not there anymore. Um, but the biggest thing in our session, which I thought we were going to be working on, was anger. Was I, through the session, found out I didn't actually have anger. My anger came from fear. And that was something that we worked on. And I've had so many moments. I could even tell you just yesterday, we had an issue where I could have in the past been explosive and lost my mind. I had spent all afternoon cooking with my daughter, start to finish a dish. And my son, after we finished everything and I portioned everything out into bowls, My son dropped a glass and it shattered all over the food, and I had to chuck everything out. That was our dinner gone. And in the past, I would have lost my mind. Like, I'm talking about, the neighbors would hear me 5 doors down screaming, and I didn't.
And here you are being a totally different, like you're not passing that trauma on to your son when this could have normally turned into another trauma for him.
And to be honest, I wish I did this years ago, because he's 11. So he does have a little bit of trauma from me, whether I want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
I'm not too proud to say I made mistakes. I've been learning to be a gentle parent and authoritative and things like that. But I do have my own things, and I've done so much. I've done courses, I've done all that stuff, but nothing quite hit the nail on the head till this session. My kids
Awesome.
are definitely better for it. I'm better for it. Because, like I said, I came into this so skeptical, but I figured give it a go. And even after we finished and things were good for a week, I'm like, cool, but next week it'll be back to it. And then I was like, yeah, but next week it'll be back to it. And here I am just over 2 months later, and I'm still basically living my best life with my kids, not exploding, not all the things that I came to do this for, eradicated. And I'm better for it. I'm happier. I'm glowing from within. I just feel like I'm a better person. Forget the fact that, yes, I actually did have something that I wanted to fix. I feel like I'm a better person for it. Like, imagine doing this without having some massive issue. I definitely, like the other day with the glass breaking, I think I posted it on my socials last night because it happened the day before, but I just didn't have a chance to post it. Like, dinner was ruined. Not just, dinner was ruined on a day that, like, cause it was supposed to be eaten yesterday, where I've got a day full of clients, and then after school pickup, we go straight to Arabic, and I'm driving all the way through Plenty Road traffic, going all the way to the other side of, Plenty Road to Mernda, in traffic to get there on time. It's always hard to get there on time. Then I've got to come back in the traffic, and I need to have dinner ready, because kids are exhausted. Like, I plan myself. And part of the whole fear thing that, we spoke about is, well, that you've, figured out, was that I plan everything to make sure I don't get to something bad happening. And through all of that planning, something bad did happen. And the something bad that happened is something that I've told Zach a billion times. Don't rush. Slow things down. Going faster is only going to get you 2 seconds extra. Like, it's really not going to. And he did it. And, when he went to grab the glasses of water, like, just a glass to go get water, he put one in his elbow and then reached, because, he wants to get more than one, put one in his elbow and reached to grab the other one. Well, what happens when you reach? It's weird to think that, because I don't feel like I'm afraid. I think I'm fearless. But I advocate for this so much, because I'm telling you, it's changed my life. Like, I'm not saying it just for a video. It's actually changed my life.
Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, actually, because you've given me another lease on life.